uh, taking the pictures, taking the flowers to the teacher. That's a custom. There evidently in their last day of program, every one of the kids brought in some kind of flowers for their teacher. Her desk looked like a florist. I mean, there's all kinds of flowers there. Is their custom. Next one. This is in their school here, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the program. See JT in the center and Bianca on your left and Isabel on your right. And the teacher there. We got to be a part of that program as far as watching it and threw us a curve. It surprised me at the beginning. The teacher, of course, we had a translator. She didn't speak English. She asked if one of us would lead in prayer. And that blessed my heart that it's a public school for them, but knew while we were there and asked us to pray and lead in prayer. And so I stood and got the chance to do that there with all the other parents in the room and other siblings. So that was a blessing. You can keep going. These are just to the program. We'll kind of scroll through. They were all dressed up in their best they had, and they did great. Go to the next one. Yeah, and one more.
Oh. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, and then you move through it like that.
Look at her show.
That was on the way to the airport.
On the way to the airport, when we were leaving, everybody was pretty much give out. Go to the next one. Look like Josh is about to go right there. All right. Somebody was getting a picture. Everybody sleeping, weren't they? Yep, I was out myself. Next one. And then it looks like a selfie on this one here. Next one.
He's wide awake, of course.
What I was doing there, I ain't about pictures. But with me taking a lot of the pictures, we're fixing to sum this thing up because the tail end of these pictures are really about to end. I tried those last pictures. Throughout the week, I wanted to get a picture of everybody that went on that mission team.
Look at that.
So
neck.
my way I caught these pictures when we got on that bus back to the airport was to, it didn't matter if you was asleep, it didn't matter. I want to make sure when I left that mission field, something happened to us, one of us. It's serious to me. There's a lot of fun and games in some of these pictures we do. This is me sharing with a group going to Africa. I stopped them in Atlanta, I think. It's all about the ministry. When I hit this field and leave Eastman, Georgia, it ain't about fun and games to me. It's about the lost. It's about finding that one person. And I thank y'all as a church for giving us the opportunity to go on something like this. A lot of folks say, why you go to Romania? Why you do what you do? Why you get up and go to work every day? Why you do this? Why you do that? I didn't know. God hadn't gave me an answer why I was going to Romania. I came back and went to praying about it. And God's clearly, me and Scotty had an opportunity to talk about it. Me and Sheila has had an opportunity to talk. There's a man in this church sitting with us today. Says, sure, when your calling hadn't come on you yet. I talked to my wife about it. There's got to be an in-state mission for these people. There's got to be a missionary in-state that's going to push these. Because you're looking at some pictures, Romania people push the gypsies to the side. They don't want nothing to do with them. And my calling is here in Eastman, Georgia, and McRae, Georgia, and Abbeville, Lawrence County. My calling is here at home. I understand that. But if my calling's here at home, I can get out and share the gospel about a cause for Christ that I know people's getting touched, their lives are getting touched. I've went now and I've seen it. I've actually had an opportunity to touch it. I've actually had an opportunity to talk to them about something we take very lightly over here, the shoebox ministry. Come July the 6th at 6:30, come be with us. You'll hear shoebox ministry that touched a woman's life. She got saved through a shoebox, and her daddy is now a preacher. Her her brother-in-law is a preacher now. Her mama is saved. A whole group of family has been saved through a shoebox. That's a big ministry. Miss Coleman done the shoebox here for years. Folks don't know. I'm going to have an opportunity to go back into Romania at Christmas. I want to be able to get some shoeboxes from some churches. I want to be touching those shoeboxes, handing it off. And whether it be Dal at y'all's group taking shoeboxes, the way y'all wrap them, y'all know that's your shoebox, being a picture of this coming back to America. Grace pictures of how you do it, how you wrap that box, and when it's handed off, you have an opportunity to know it's going to a child, because this woman stands and says she kept a tube of toothpaste for some 6 or 8 months, used it 6 or 8 months, one tube, because she'd never seen toothpaste before. That touched me. I was going for hope for those guys, and instead, it left me coming home with encouragement. Knowing where we at, so blessed and touched, got an opportunity to come to a facility like this. And I feel like God, Brother Charles, is calling me in that direction. I talked to Sheila. I talked to Scotty a little bit. It may not be just Romania. We got a perfect translator here for the Spanish-speaking people. I'm about at-home missions. I'm about statewide missions. I'm about American missions. But I'm going to direct a lot of my missions towards John and Rita, because I know where it's going. I've been there and touched it. God bless Grace for standing up. We missing one, Herschel, and Robert, too, missing off of this team. And I pray, if you hadn't never been on a foreign mission, this is my first one I've ever been on. And at 48, Brother Charles, me and him's talked for 4 years here at this church. What direction God would have Sherwin to do in the ministry. It may not preach in front of the pulpit, it may not be pastoring a church, but we on daily missions for God. And I thank you, Grace, for that.
I want our mission team, Sherwin shared, the rest of them take just about 1 or 2 minutes. Just share what God spoke to you, how he changed you, what he did in your life. We'll start down there on the end and work down this way, and then I'll close us. And you've seen all of our pictures, and I want you to hear their heart.
Well, the reason I went, to be truthful with you, was because Chris wanted me to go. He's been 3 times. He's like, the kids are old enough. You ain't pregnant, so let's go. So I said, okay. So I was reluctant because I was leaving 2 children behind, which I knew they were in good hands. 4 children. And 2 went with me. I stay confused.
I'm doing the math. That wasn't adding up.
I don't know where the other 2 were. Anyway, they were in good hands. Our parents are wonderful to our children, so I knew I didn't worry about my children. I mostly worried about some tragedy happening and leaving them like an orphan or something. So anyway, I was also nervous because I've never done a ministry with a translator. That was nerve-wracking to me. I thought, I'm going to have to stop and think. And then, make sure that I'm not saying something that's churchy or Americanized, that they are not going to be able to translate or they're not going to understand. So I had a lot of fears. And so the thing that God really worked on me about was really becoming very dependent on him for everything, and especially in speaking to these people and trusting that God's plan would happen the way he wanted it to. And since we've been back, I have seen just a tremendous growth in my spiritual walk with the Lord, just learning how to be much more dependent on Him, how to trust Him, how to pray, and how to receive those answers. And I'm just very thankful that I was able to go.
As many of you know, I have been before. I went about 2.5 years ago, and it was my first time going. But honestly, I went when I was 12, and I think I might have been too young. I didn't fully grasp the concept, of how they live, but it really touched me this time because it makes me realize how much I do have and how selfish I am because they don't have much and they're still thankful for everything you give them. And it taught me that to be thankful for what I have.
My favorite part was going door to door and inviting people to the services and kids clubs and things and giving out bread and candy and seeing how thankful they were just to get the smallest piece of candy. And we take that for granted. I know I do here because we get so much, and I mean, we're thankful for it, but we're not really thankful. I mean, we say thank you, but we don't really grasp how much that means to somebody who doesn't have as much as we do. And I'm thankful that I got to go because I feel like I'm more humble now and thankful for all that I have.
I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to go and experience something like that with my daddy. It just meant the world. And like Risa said, walking through those villages and just seeing, the way they live, but they're so thankful for everything. They're so thankful for everything they have, and it just really makes you look at yourself and, you are selfish, you are greedy, and, they're thankful for a loaf of bread, or just, the kids are thankful for this one little piece of candy. And it was just an amazing opportunity, and God is doing great things over there. Yeah. And I'm hoping that if God willing, that I get the opportunity to go back.
Well, I had a wonderful time. I'm glad I got to go. The stories that I saw or seen or heard, and the stuff that we seen. One day when I put all my pictures together, put on Facebook, I said pictures just don't do it justice, and it really don't. It really don't. I was not prepared for some of the stuff that I seen or heard, but I'm blessed. Stacy and I, we have what we have, and I've learned that that's it, and I've learned how to be thankful for what I have. Is what I'm trying to say. And then Bianca's story, it really touched me. Bianca really touched me. Stacy and I, we had problems trying to conceive, and just to see that somebody would do that to her and cause her grief and cause her, you could see the marks on her hands and her feet if you really got up there and looked at her. But just that whole story, it really touched me. But I thank y'all for letting me go. I'm thankful for these 8 that I went with. I love them with all my heart. And thank you, church.
Well, I'm going to give us a challenge. We're going to have a time of prayer. Maybe the Lord has spoken to your heart this morning about missions. I've heard this saying for years, the light that shines the farthest is the brightest at home. See, if we've got a heart for people, it's going to show here, not just there. And I wonder today, maybe God will speak to your heart and say, you know what, I need to be who God wants me to be. Be on mission every day. Not just when you take a mission trip, every day. Look for those that you can plant a seed of the gospel in their heart. Look for those that you can be a blessing to every day. Not just when you get on an airplane and go 7,000 miles away. Every day we need to be on mission, making a difference. I'm thankful for the salvations. I praise the Lord for changed lives on this trip. I don't take it lightly. But what about here? What are we doing here to make a difference in those around us as well? And then when those mission trips, opportunities come up, yes, we can go on mission and let the light shine thousands of miles away. But it also needs to shine here. So we're going to have a time of prayer, and this altar is going to be open. Some music's going to be playing. And I encourage you just to listen to your heart. Also, I encourage you, we start our vacation Bible school tonight. We're going to be on mission right here all week long. Planting the gospel and seeds of little hearts. Maybe spend some time praying for this tonight as well, as it begins. Praying for the whole week, but beginning tonight. So will you bow your heads with me? Father, I thank you for our time together.